And today we've got to take our vitamins, right? So let's just spend a few minutes and take our gospel with Audrey Mack. What do you say? Today I want to talk to you about the power of freedom. Freedom is so powerful. And the Bible talks in the book of Romans that the whole creation is waiting to be set free from the bondage of corruption and to the glorious liberty of the sons of God. You and I are called to be free, my friends. And the Bible also said that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. You and I are called to be free. But what does this mean? What does it actually entails? God told us in Romans 7 verse 6 that to set us free, He set us free from the law. Now, what is the law? The law is a bunch of rules, of do's and don'ts, things that we've got to follow in order to please God, in order to know God. God says, no, that's not the way I want to do things right now. Now you're going to be my sons and daughter. I'm going to set you free completely. And so now what it means is He set us free from the do's and don'ts, from the law, so we can serve God now in the newness of the Spirit, walking with God in the Spirit. And remember, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. So, He set us free from the law. And I know some of you are thinking, Audrey is telling us we can do whatever, anything, anywhere, it's going to be crazy. Lose grace. No. You see, being set free from the law means that because now we're no longer under the law, but under grace. God chose to give us His grace, His unconditional love, and to motivate us now with His love. Why? Because love is much more powerful than fear. You see, under the law, what was the law? The law is, if you do what is right, you will be blessed. If you do what is wrong, you will be punished. And God says, no, I'm no longer going to motivate you this way with the fear of punishment or just the expectation of a reward. Now I'm going to bless you. I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to set you free. And now I'm going to choose simply to have a relationship with you by the Spirit, leading you by my Spirit, correcting you by my Spirit, coaching you by the Spirit. Why? Because love is such a powerful motivation force. Now, let me give you an example. We're not talking about doing anything, just lose grace. I'm talking about now having a relationship with God in love by grace that will motivate us to do the right thing, to motivate us to do even more for God. You remember, I think it's in Titus, and it is in chapter 2, verse 11, 12. Listen to that verse. It says, for the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men, teaching us to deny ungodliness, worldly lust, so that we should live soberly, righteously, godly in the present age. Let me give you an example. Once I understood the grace of God, it set me so free. Once I understood how much God set me free from the do's and don'ts and wanted a relationship with me and set me free, and I knew that God loved me no matter what, independently of my behavior, my shortcomings, and my weaknesses, it set me so free that it motivated me to walk right. It motivated me to love God even more. It motivated me to walk straight. You know the verse in 1 John 4, it said we love Him because He loved us first. Now, you see, let me give you that example. It is so powerful. What if, for example, I have an assistant, and, I can choose to motivate her to do certain things by fear. For example, I can say, hey, I really would love some sparkling water and some hazelnut chocolate. I really want it. And I know the next store is 15 miles away, and I know you don't have a car, but could you please go and get me some? And by the way, it's not a choice, it's an obligation. And if you don't do it, well, I'm going to either demote you or fire you. So you choose. You want to lose your job, or do you want just to go and do what I say, Well, my assistant is probably going to go, maybe, I don't know, go and find a Uber or walk, or I don't know what she's going to do. Is she going to find a store that has sparkling water, that flavor that she knows I like, and that special chocolate, that special brand that I really, have a hankering for. She's going to do it, but she's going to do it. But you know what? She's going to come back. She's going to have one little bottle of sparkling water and one bar of chocolate, no more, just to satisfy me and to get away with whatever, But let's pretend that maybe I just see her, and it's just an example. It's the parable according to Audrey. Let's pretend, that I see her and I see she doesn't have a car. She's got to walk everywhere. And I heard that, she was 6 months behind on her rent. And I see her coming to the office, and she always wear the same clothes. And I noticed one day she was sitting, she had holes in her shoes. So, all of a sudden, what I do? I want to do is, man, I want to bless her. So I just go and find her landlord. And I just go and I said, I found out that Miss So-and-so is back and behind on her rent. I want to pay, get back. And so I'm going to pay the 6 months of rent, that is due. And let me pay another 6 months so that she's a little ahead. And out of the abundance of my heart, man, I go and take her on a shopping spree, and I buy her a whole wardrobe, and then I buy her the shoes to match, and, and then I have it in my heart to buy her a car, And I just pour the blessings upon her. And then all of a sudden one day, I'm there and I'm like, oh, you know what? I really would love some sparkling water, and I would love some hazelnut chocolate, I would really, and I'm just saying it out loud. You know what is going to happen? I don't even ask her. You know what she's going to do? She's going to find a way. She's going to go find a store that sells that chocolate and that sparkling water, and she's going to come back, not just with one bottle and one bar of chocolate. She's going to come with 10 sorts of sparkling water, all kind of flavor, and she's going to come with all kind of chocolate, dark chocolate with salt, hazelnut, raspberry, mint, everything, the whole gamut. 2 bagfuls of it. And she's like, hey, Audrey, I just heard you wanted something. You had a hankering for this. Here it is. Do you know what I'm talking about? By fear, I can motivate somebody, and they will do just enough to get away, or just to kind of not to get punished. But when you motivate somebody with love, they will just not run 1 mile, they will run 10 miles. They won't just, jump 5 feet. They'll try to jump 10 feet. You know what I'm talking about. And God is not a fool. When God set us free from the do's and don'ts, and set us free from the law, and put us in His love, in His security, in His grace, He knew that by His love and by His grace, we would be motivated in such a way that we will say no to sin. We will say yes to godliness. We will just want to do anything to please Him, and do the impossible, and whatever is hard, and you know what I'm talking about. So let's just walk, being rooted and planted in His love, accepting His love, and getting rid of the fear, the unhealthy fear, of punishment, and accept your Father's love and be free. Free from the do's and don'ts, and enter into a place of love and intimacy with your Father.